always looked at sales managers have some jobs, the most important jobs. One of it is growing their sales, right? Never being happy with status quo. Number two, hiring and motivating current salespeople. Number three, motivating their people. And if you think about number one and number three, motivating your people to keep growing the business. I mean, think about it this way. I've had conversations with salespeople about it. What happens if you lost your biggest client? What happens if your sales department lost their biggest client? Or I'll even say, what happens if your sales department lost their three biggest clients? As a sales manager, do you have everything in place to cover for that? How quickly will you ramp back up to your numbers? And that's something I think always should be planning, because people are attacking your customer base. People are attacking your salespeople's customer base. So a couple things. Are you as a sales manager meeting and building a relationship with your largest clients? We have a letter here at Sandler, and feel free to email me, and I'll be glad to send it to you. It's called the CSER letter. CSER stands for Chief Executive Semi-Annual Review letter. Now, that means every 6 months, you go in with your salesperson and review this letter. It's actually an evaluation of the company. And you do that every 6 months, and that way you keep a relationship alive with maybe some people inside that company that you wouldn't have a relationship with. So in other words, you call a meeting with your buyer at the company you do business with, and maybe their boss, and then you do an evaluation. We'd like to evaluate how we're doing for you. First question, compared to the other vendors, how would you rate us? Second question, compared to our competitors, how would you rate us? Compared to where you want to see your company grow in the next 3 to 5 years, how can we help that happen? So a lot of strategical questions. And once I said, you feel free to email me for it. But the key is if you have this relationship every 6 months with some top dogs at a client, when somebody leaves, a management change happens, you can, as a sales manager, call that top dog that you met with 6 months ago and say, hey, I understand Joe left. How can I help you? Now, the other nice thing about the Chief Executive Semi-Annual Review letter is when you're sitting down with somebody, a buyer, and you ask a question of the buyer and the buyer's boss. Hey, how are we related? How would you relate us to other vendors you do business with? When you ask that question, the boss might look at the buyer and say, I don't know, you deal with them. What do you think? The buyer's probably going to back you up and say, oh, they're a 9 or a 10, because anything 7 or 8, his boss is going to say, why are we doing business with them? So it helps elevate you to a higher level with inside that client. So to wrap it up, what I like you to do is take a look at the CSER letter, see if it doesn't fit, rework it to your world. And number 2, make sure you have a target list of your top clients that you don't have yet, but ones like them that you are definitely focused on.